Thank you. Hi guys, this is video blog number 2. First thing I wanted to say was thank you for the amazing response to the last video. It's lovely to know that we're not alone and that people want to talk about mental health. It's also nice to know that everybody likes Rupert. Right on cue, there he is. Rupert, can you say hello? Yeah, that's Rupert. So he'll probably make quite a lot of appearances. So the thing I wanted to talk about today was a conversation that Chris and I had last night, and it was how there is still a stigma attached to mental health, and we need to try and break that wall and that barrier down. It's mostly because I think people don't understand mental health. It's not a thing that you can see. So, I mean, you can chop your toes off and everyone can see that and be, oh my god, you know, how are you, and that sort of thing. Whereas people are more likely to tread a bit more carefully around people with mental health. And I found that people will go, so how are you today? And it's like, just ask me whether I'm okay, but then ask me about something ridiculous. You know, how's Rupert? Is he still munching through Chris's phone charger wires? Has he managed to blow up the router again? Side note, he did actually manage to blow up the internet router, so he was heavily reprimanded for that. But, you know, it's okay to not know how to respond to somebody with mental health. What it's not okay to do is trivialise mental health in comparison to physical health. And that's one of the biggest lessons that I've learned this week, in that, you know, my brain is just as important as the rest of my body, you know. So I had an operation back in October, and I was in a lot of pain, and people were like, oh, are you okay, you know, have you taken your medication, you know, oh, take it easy, that sort of thing. And that was really easy to understand. There was something wrong within my body, and a lovely surgeon came and fixed it. So I can understand why people, sorry, Rupert's decided to come and play for a little bit. He does that. What was I saying? Oh, I can understand why people are more inclined to talk to you about your physical health rather than your mental health, because you can't see what's going on. I mean, with regards to my operation, I couldn't see what was going on, but I could feel it, whereas emotions are a lot harder to understand. They're a lot more complex. But the brain should be treated like anybody else's liver or pancreas, and we should respect that, you know, depression, anxiety, they are diseases, just as cancer is. And although we don't have the advancements that we are making in cancer treatment or diabetes treatment, we should still respect that depression and anxiety is a disease and it needs to be treated. But the problem is, because people can't see it and they can't understand it, the research isn't as advanced as it is for people with cancer. I mean, people who are affected by cancer, it is a staggering amount of people in the world, but there are actually a lot more people who are affected by mental health, and these people are people who are like me, working in the NHS. They're people who are affected by cancer. They're more likely to have mental health issues. They are people from all walks of life, and we need to stand up and shout and say, hear us. We need to fundraise and send awareness out that mental health issues are just as big a killers as the diseases that affect all walks of life. So I think this is the main purpose of this blog, is that I want to see if we can shout about it and try and break down that barrier, in that, it's okay to talk about mental health. It's okay to not be okay, but you can't not be okay all the time. That's where it becomes dangerous, and that's where it becomes a real problem. And I think that's where we need to break down the barrier, so that people don't feel like that they can't talk about it, and they end up spiralling down within their disease progression, and then they become unreachable, because everybody should be reachable, everybody should be cared for, and everybody should be looked after, and there should be some salvation for everybody. So I think this time I'm going to sign off, and I'm going to go probably give Rupert a carrot or something. And I will be back in touch soon. I've got another session of cognitive behavioural therapy coming up, and I will let you know how that goes and what sort of tips I've picked up. So I look forward to chatting to you guys again. So and just right on cue, so me and Rupert are going to say bye. So say bye, Rupert.